unmuted, but whatever you say in here is going to go on the stream, they're telling me. I just wanted to tell you that.
Okay, so they can unmute it right now. Okay.
So when you start, we unmute them.
They're ready to start, right? So whenever we unmute so Carlos, whenever we unmute this, it goes to the live stream. So we need.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
All right, so we need the bailiffs.
We need the bailiffs.
Where are all the bailiffs?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. We're inviting everyone to sit down, please. Thank you so much. They're, I know. They are. Good afternoon. We are inviting all our speakers to sit down, all our guests to sit down, please. It's not loud enough. I know.
It is on, and everything that we say here on the live stream is being turned on. Ready?
Why don't we get through?
This is not working. I'm trying to get the bailiffs. Okay, I'm going to go through the back of the room. I just want to make sure everything that we say here is on the live stream.
I can hang here. If I hear it, I'll start asking people to take their seats. But I do need someone to tell me.
Oh my goodness. I'm Mariana,
One,
by the
two,
way.
3, 4.
You can hear it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ladies and can you hear me? 1, 2, 3. You can't hear? I'm sorry. God bless.
I'm Mariana. The sound is very low.
Wait 1 minute. David, can you give me David? David Lawrence. Mr. Lawrence.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Are you asking people to sit down because they can't hear
They can't hear me. We're working on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're working. I mean, you could try, but it's not. One, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you could start taking your seats, we are trying to get underway. Ladies and gentlemen, please start taking your seats so we can get underway.
I was giving this a supportive hug.
I know. We're trying. No.
Like 30 minutes. Okay, we're going to invite everyone to get their seats. Is this on? Yeah.
Everyone, please start taking your seats.
I'll do it myself. How are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you can start taking your seats.
The sound is not working. They do hear you. I went to the back. They do hear you.
I need a seat for a
You can take mine. Okay, I don't need it.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Judge Safi.
Oh, nice to meet you.
But it's happening. It's happening. Don't worry. Hadn't gotten to a fight between them.
Folks, if you could start taking your seats, please.
They're right behind the mayor.
Okay.
I believe, yes.
I know. Right, whether they can hear me. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats.
Hello.
It's not like a, it's not like a.
Everybody take their seats.
Good afternoon, everybody. Please take your seats. Does this work?
It's as good as it gets.
Please take your seats so we can start the program.
It's not loud enough.
It's not loud enough. Hold on. I'm going to use my voice.
I can't yell. Tell me grab a seat or we're giving it away.
Everyone, can you please take your seats?
Good afternoon, everyone. Please take your seats. We're going to get started in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We're going to get started. Please take your seats now. Thank you.
I can't hear you.
I know. But we.
That's the problem.
It is, it is. We did go to the back.
Come with the whistle. Then with us. How can this not go up?
I can hear it, but you can't hear it in here.
Yeah. Is there a speaker somewhere? I know as much as I can. But it's difficult for them to find their seat.
I don't understand why this doesn't work. It does work, it's very low. But isn't there, hi, how are you? Isn't there a way to raise it? No?
You want me to yell?
No?
I can speak loud.
Yes, tell everybody.
I did that.
Ladies.
Oh, it's kind of working. Hello?
Ladies and gentlemen, please find your assigned seats so we can start. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have assigned seats, please go to the 13th floor for the overflow room. Please find your assigned seats now, please, so we can start.
It'd be better if you just shouted.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have assigned seats, please go to the overflow room, 13th floor, so we can start.
Yell at them because this.
What? You can hear it a little bit.
They can't hear you. Just smack the shit out of him.
Well, who's the tech for this?
Testing, 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 testing.
Yeah,
but either way, look. Testing. Can you guys hear? Raise your hand if you can hear.
Yell for you if you'd like. Want me to yell? No, I understand. They will be able to hear if everybody be quiet. There's way too many people talking. Good to see you. You want me to yell out? Everybody, please take your seats. Everybody, please take your seats. Good chaos.
No, not good chaos.
I know you guys are busy, but the screens on 12 aren't working anymore. Please let me know. Not now. I know. I'll attend you.
We don't have a portable mic? So now what?
It's working. It's just low because it's got too many people talking.
Yeah, that's max.
So how do we get list of seating? Do we have the list?
Asking me, I know the judge in the back corner on the right.
Everybody has assigned seats.
Yes. They asked me where.
But it was moved. It was moved. The county moved it. Other people moved it.
They cannot go any higher. So we need the Baileys to calm down.
Want me to keep yelling?
Please.
Oh, you want me to whistle?
Frank, no. Frank.
Everybody, please take your seats.
Frank, can you get people to sit
Frank,
down?
can you do me a favor? Can you close that door and let nobody else in?
Okay.
Say everybody else has to go to the overflow section or the third floor.
They didn't give out a list of people that tell them, hey, you're sitting here. So you gotta go by looking for your seat. I should have told you 4th row, 15, whatever.
I think there was people assigned to do that. I don't think it worked.
I don't think they did.
I think continue.
Continue? I don't want to piss anybody up, though.
Back there?
Everybody, please take your seats. Please sit down.
Well, more than time. We have a microphone. Why don't we say it on there?
Because it's so loud in here, the microphone doesn't work.
Yeah, it's working, but it's an echo chamber. Hi. How are you? Good, how are you?
Oh, they keep beating the crap out of it.
I can hear that. No one said it yet?
Yeah, no.
Roland, are you copying the audio? Roland, do you copy audio? Yes, it's Raul talking into the microphone. Roland, do you copy on the microphones on the PA?
1, 2, 3.
Okay, I have. Everybody, if you can hear me, please sit down.
Hello? Hello? There you go. Hello? Hello? Quiet! That was good. Hey, everybody! Hello? How y'all doing? I'm genius. You might want to listen to them.
You lost all audio? Okay. Do you copy me on the PA audio? Okay, perfect. Just everybody please take your seats. They're not going to stop talking. Hello? Your turn. All right.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. You're going to have to bear with us, but I'm excited to welcome everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Carlos Suarez. I'm going to be one of the co-MCs of today's program. I want to be the first to welcome you to the new Osvaldo and Soto Justice Center. This building has long stood as a place where people seek justice, and today it fittingly becomes a place that carries the name of someone who spent his life fighting for justice in this very community. I want to give a warm and special welcome to members of the Soto family that are with us here this afternoon. Legacy, of course, is more than what someone has accomplished. It is the people that they shaped along the way, and we are honored to have every single one of you that is joining us at this event. We also want to welcome our judicial leadership, elected officials, and partners in the legal community. Thank you for standing with us in recognition of this important moment in Miami-Dade County history. Now, we have a lot to get through today, so I'm going to be brief here. To begin our ceremony, please welcome our co-MC, Chief Judge Ariana Fajardo-Orshan, to offer some welcoming remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is truly an honor to welcome you here to the 11th, on behalf of the 11th Judicial Circuit, for this monumental moment in our history. This courthouse has been in the making for a decade. This was the vision of our former Chief Judge, Betila Soto, who is present here with us today. But it was brought to life through the dedication of many of you who are sitting here in this room. Across the street, the Dade County Courthouse has stood for a century, the foundation on which we now build. Today, we open this new chapter in our history with a courthouse that's designed to withstand the next 100 years. Okay, is that a fire alarm? That would not be good. Today is also a moment of deep cultural pride. This is the first courthouse in Miami-Dade County named after a Cuban American. The courthouse is named after Osvaldo N. Soto, whose lifelong advocacy and equality helped shape the community that we all serve here today. As Chief Judge, I am humbled to preside during this very monumentous milestone and to celebrate not just the building that we have here today, which is a gorgeous building with beautiful artwork, but the promise that we have on behalf of the judiciary, the promise that Miami-Dade County will remain strong, fair, and accessible to generations to come. Thank you for being here today. Now it is my privilege to invite Judge Beatrice Butchko Sanchez to deliver the invocation.
Thank you, Chief. Good afternoon, everyone. It's wonderful to be able to invoke the Word of God on this historical moment as we open the doors to this great building. I'm going to read to you from the Book of Wisdom, chapter 1, verses 1 through 11. I think it's very appropriate for today. So let's pause the crazy and reflect on these words. Love righteousness, you judges of the earth. Think of the Lord with uprightness and seek him with sincerity of heart, because he is found by those who do not put him to the test, and manifests himself to those who do not distrust him. For perverse thoughts separate men from God, and when his power is tested, it convicts the foolish, because wisdom will not enter a deceitful soul, nor dwell in a body enslaved to sin. For a holy and disciplined spirit will flee from deceit, and will rise and depart from foolish thoughts, and will be ashamed at the approach of unrighteousness. For wisdom is a kindly spirit, and will not free a blasphemer from the guilt of his words, because God is witness of his inmost feelings, and a true observer of his heart, and a hearer of his tongue. Because the Spirit of the Lord has filled the world, and that which holds all things together knows what is said. Therefore, no one who utters unrighteous things will escape notice. And justice, when it punishes, will not pass by him. For inquiry will be made into the counsel of an ungodly man, and report of his words will come to the Lord, to convict him of his lawless deeds, because a jealous ear hears all things, and the sound of murmurings does not go unheard. Beware then of useless murmurings, and keep your tongues from slander, because no secret word is without result, and a lying mouth destroys the soul. Amen. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you with grateful and thankful hearts for the blessings you've bestowed on this community by the building of this magnificent courthouse. We remember and pray for the souls of your son, Osvaldo and Soto, who this courthouse is dedicated to, and his beloved wife, Bertila. May their lives of service and love serve as an inspiration for generations to come. We also give thanks to everyone who made this dream possible, and ask that their good deeds return to them in the form of blessings many times over. Father, we invoke the Holy Spirit upon this building and all personnel who will toil here, for all judges who preside here now and in the future. May they always have the courage to preside with integrity and justice for all. To the lawyers, as written in the Book of Wisdom, inspired by King Solomon, may the Holy Spirit guide and protect all the lawyers who will enter these halls. Strengthen them to be able to practice with sincerity of heart, honesty, prudence, and righteousness. We offer these petitions to you, O Lord, with full confidence that you hear our heartfelt prayers always. Amen.
Thank you, Judge Butchko. For today's presentations of colors, we not have only the Sheriff's Office here, but we have Marines from the United States Southern Command with us also to mark this wonderful occasion. Today, I'm not sure if you were aware, but we proudly celebrate 250 years of honor, courage, and commitment. Today is the 250th birthday of the United States Marine Corps. From the founding of the Continental Marines in 1775 to today's Marines who serve around the world, this legacy has been built on sacrifice, discipline, and an unbreakable bond of brotherhood and sisterhood. The Marines have stood tall in every conflict, embodying the spirit of service and the determination to protect our nation's freedom. As we celebrate this milestone, we honor those who came before us, those who are currently serving, and those who will carry the torch forward. Happy 250th birthday to United States Marine Corps. Semper Fidelis. I now ask each of you to please stand as we present the colors.
Leo. Mark time. Mark. Deep hill. Oh. Left. Please.
We have the honor today to have with us our Justice in Residence, Justice John Curiel, who will come forward now to do the Pledge of Allegiance. However, I must advise you that we have another special treat. There is a United States of America flag that's flying over this building as we speak. That flag was flown over the Florida Supreme Court, and Chief Justice Muniz has sent that flag over to us to celebrate the opening of this historic building. Justice Curiel.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Justice Curiel. And now for our national anthem, one of our colleagues, Judge Laura Gonzalez Marquez, if you can please come forward.
Freeze it. Oh.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Before we retire the colors and continue with our program, we must pause to honor two members of our dear law enforcement family, Sergeant David Casuso and Deputy Devin Jaramillo. Both of them made the ultimate sacrifice in service of our community over the last 10 days. Their sacrifice reminds us that the pursuit of justice depends on quiet heroes just like them. Please join me in a moment of silence as we honor their memory and their service. Thank you. Please retire the colors.
On the guard. Right. Quick. Forward. March. Left. Left.
Thank you. Please take your seats. Today, of course, we are also recognizing the many individuals who work every day to keep our courts open, accessible, and serving the people of Miami-Dade. We are joined by several county leaders and public servants whose commitment continues to strengthen our justice system, and of course, we thank each of you for your service. We will now hear some reflections from a few of our distinguished officials and community leaders that are here today. Our first speaker, of course, is our fearless leader here in Miami-Dade County. Please, let's give a warm welcome to our mayor, Daniela Levine Cava.
Thank God, we're here at last. What a historic day for Miami-Dade County. And of course, we are recognizing so many who've contributed, but I especially want to call out 3 women who have marked history by being our fearless chief judges and who had the direct responsibility for bringing this great day into reality. So our past chief judge, Bertilla Soto, the first, our first female chief judge, and who pushed for this new courthouse after whose father it is named. Our past chief judge, Nushin Saifi, who bravely led the circuit through the pandemic and continued to push for completion of this courthouse. Thank you. And of course, to our honorable current Chief Judge, Ariana Fajardo-Orshan, who will lead the circuit as it transitions to this new courthouse, and in fact, the move has begun. And be completed by the end of this calendar year. It will. So by the end of December, everyone will be safely housed right here in this beautiful building. So I am so grateful to all of them, to all of you, our valued public servants, and for the leadership that brought us here today. Our Board of County Commissioners who are here with us today, thank you so very much, and particularly to do a shout out for our Vice Chairman who's with us here today, Keone McGee. Actually, I'll just go down the line. We have our Natalie Orbis Millan, our newest commissioner, Commissioner Marlene Bastien, Commissioner J.C. Bermudez, Senator and Commissioner Rene Garcia, Commissioner Gonzalez. And I want to especially acknowledge our former commissioner, Sally Heyman. Oh, and Mickey, now I'm looking this way, our Commissioner Mickey Steinberg. And while he is not with us as of yet, Commissioner Keon Hardiman, who had a great deal to do with today's success, but really Commissioner Sally Heyman, who made it happen. Yes. And of course, our Clerk of the Courts and Comptroller, Juan Fernandez Barquin. So a special honor was bestowed upon me. I was told to select a quote that will be enshrined on this building. So I selected this one. I think our founding father was a pretty good source, wouldn't you say? So George Washington is quoted as saying, "The due administration of justice is the firmest pillar of good government." Who agrees? Yes. So this is very basic. It's also short, but it's very basic and very fundamental. And so it will grace us forward, looking forward, and it will be part of the grand opening of this building as we commit to the community's enduring quest of justice for all. It's a remarkable new building. It's a proud addition to our downtown skyline, but it's not just a building. It symbolizes our commitment to justice that is modern, accessible, and built for the future. It ensures that our courts can meet the needs of our residents for generations to come. It's also groundbreaking in other ways. This is the first civil public-private partnership of its kind in our state. Yeah. Más o menos? Well, okay, all right, más o menos. A courthouse? All right. Anyway, as collaborator-in-chief, that makes me very proud. And every aspect of this building reflects how we are future-ready. It's a sustainable design, it's cutting-edge technology, we're making justice more efficient, more transparent, and accessible to everyone who walks through these doors. And I want to give a special shout-out to the team that oversaw its production. That would be PIOD, our People and Internal Operations Department, and all the employees who led this effort. And of course, we could do nothing without sound legal advice. And our county attorney, Monica Rizzo Perez, has led this project from the beginning. Somewhere, I hope. So what also makes this courthouse very special is, besides the leadership and the inspiration that brought us here, is the art. I personally, when I walked into this space and saw this art, I was totally entranced, and it's throughout the building. These are 25 South Florida residents, part of our Art in Public Places program, and it includes our official artist in residence that I appointed, Edouard Duval Carrier. And I am particularly enamored of the Everglades painting that is in the lobby. Really outstanding. And of course, the building bears the name of a man whose powerful legacy is now eternally enshrined in these halls, Osvaldo N. Soto. Very good reason it is named for him. He is a trailblazer. He was a trailblazer for justice and civil rights. He was a tireless advocate who worked to ensure that all people of all races, languages, and backgrounds could have equal access to the institutions of power and fairness. His courage helped to break barriers and open doors that others thought could not be opened. And today, this center stands as a fitting tribute to his lifelong fight. We're here today to thank him for this advocacy, and I am so proud as the mayor of this diverse, inclusive, dynamic, and unified community that he helped to shape. So as we prepare to open these doors, let's remember what this moment means. Judges, lawyers, elected officials, what you do in this building matters. This is where you will make arguments and decisions that will change the course of history. We give it to Osvaldo Soto's name to remind us every day that what is just and fair is not usually quick or easy. But it is your duty and your high calling to always seek justice. To everyone who made this a reality, our judges, our architects, partners in government, our artists, our residents, thank you. And may the Osvaldo and Soto Miami-Dade Justice Center stand as a symbol of justice, equality, and unshakable spirit of this community. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd like now to welcome Vice Chairman Keone McGee for us.
Good afternoon. Come on, this is a celebration. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Well, before we open up this celebration, I just want to test out the image and the sound and get everybody ready to go. Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor that he or she looks really good this afternoon. Wait. Now, look at the same person. Look at the same person and tell the same person that he or she smells really good this afternoon. Judge, I am sure when I open up with this one, there's a great likelihood, a high likelihood that I'll be held in contempt of court. Look at the same neighbor and tell the same neighbor, trust me when I tell you this, that the Miami Dolphins are going to the Super Bowl this year. Commissioner Steinberg, Commissioner Garcia, Commissioner Bastien, Commissioner Regalado, Commissioner Heyman and Bermudez and Gonzalez and Orbis, Madam Mayor, to each and everyone who joined here, thank you so much for allowing us to share this moment with you. To Judge Soto and the family, thank you so much. To all the great leaders of this great county, thank you so much. My remarks are very brief because I understand that at the end of the day, there are three things that we're going to create, no matter how we said, when we say it, and what we say. Life has a funny way of revealing how great we are, how powerful we are, how compassionate we are. And the best way I can explain it is in three pillars. The first pillar of life is meaning. The second one is memories. And the third, moments. That is what Osvaldo Soto has given us. The opportunity to live a life, remember a life, but advocate for the life of a man who not only stood on the principle of justice, but a man who has given us those three principles to live by. Now, I know it may seem quite strange sometimes that in life it feels as if you want to throw in the towel because barriers are just too tall, too big, or too wide. But I can assure you one thing. If there's ever been a display for all of us to witness, today is it. Let today be a reminder that no matter what barriers are out there, how hard they may be, or what pushback that you may get and run into or encounter, at the end of the day, your job is to create meaning, memories, and moments. And that's why we're here to celebrate life. This courthouse is just a building, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it is. But the name of the man who now holds this geographical location for years to come, for eternity, has shown us how to live. And make no mistake about it, living is what you do. Life is what you give. So as I take my seat so this program can continue, I want you to remember the Soto name, and I want you to remember the Soto effect. And the Soto effect is simple. It's simple. Give meaning, give moments, and give memories. Have a great day.
The Dolphins Super Bowl thing. Maybe under oath, or you're comfortable? Okay, got it. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please now let's welcome someone who has been at the heart of this project from the very, very beginning. Former Commissioner Sally Heyman worked more than 11 years to make this transformation possible. Not done yet. She met with residents and judges and court staff, and she's, maybe keep pushing me aside here, but she worked with colleagues in county government, and she pushed for a modern courthouse that could truly serve the people who depend on it every day. This Justice Center reflects her belief that government should be responsible, accessible, and built around the needs of this community. Please join me with a very warm welcome, the Honorable Sally Heyman.
So nice. Are you married? Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. No. Thank you. Before I start, and you're making your seats, I want to tell you, when I went to law school, there were two things I was hoping for. One was to graduate. The other was to pass the bar. Nowhere did I aspire to be in a courtroom, be in a fine courthouse in the 11th Judicial Circuit, wearing a robe. But look at me now. It's great. Thank you for the introduction. I am so happily retired from politics, but so happy to be back to celebrate the courthouse finished. For those who know me, patience is not a virtue of mine. Those who know me well are going, oh, yeah, right. Okay, and this courthouse with so many details, and as you said, over 11 years, so many years, was truly, I have great respect for the rule of law and our Constitution. However, my entire elected office tenure, I never accepted literally separation of powers. Some of the best strategizing, energizing, and writing of legislation has been with lawyers and judges. As a state representative, we built the Children's Justice Center, the juvenile courthouse on 3rd Street under Article 5, which meant the restriction was no state dollars, and we did it, judges and lawyers knew. We wrote great legislation that became Florida statute to enhance justice for everyone. Working together remained as a commitment when I became a county commissioner, collaborating on legislation, electronic subpoenas, one of my couple years battle, CJIS, and most especially partnering, which brought forth this masterpiece we are in today. The new courthouse was thought impossible. Voters said no to paying for it. And as you heard, 2 task forces were assembled to call for the need of a new courthouse they said was dire, and subsequently calling 73 West Flagler imminent danger. And after they were done, it was ignored. Evolving from past working together, a best partnership was basically created. Judges Bertilla Soto, sitting over there, Judge Jennifer Bailey, who came back in town for this, and me, and all of us with a we can do it and get it done philosophy and make it happen mindset. Lovingly known hereafter as Birdie and Bailey, we had so many meetings and a few fond reference names that I wanted to share with you. 2 of my favorites. One was the 3 women of the Get It Done Club, and my favorite, when we had to deal with difficult developers and bureaucratic time delays, the team of mean. And for those battles we undertook, look at what we won collectively. Today, to all of you, we celebrate a new, healthy building, structurally sound, updated technology, a masterpiece of necessity. I'm going to acknowledge a few people, and I beg them to please come here today so they could hear it firsthand amongst the people who are generating great energy for justice. I'd like to acknowledge Russell Galbert, who is here. And he came to my commission office ahead of the task force, and he came into the office and said, "Commissioner, I have a solution to the problem." Well, you know, I'm a county commissioner, and I couldn't figure out what county problem he was talking about. But he proceeded to say, "I have a solution to the new courthouse for civil and probate." And my first experience in a unsolicited bid, I immediately panicked and called one of my favorite county attorneys, Orrin Rosenthal. We pulled him out of retirement. He's here. Thank you, Orrin. Ladies and gentlemen, he was better than a godfather consigliere. We have an incredible team at the county's office, but Orrin stepped up, and a lot of people were sometimes timid or afraid to work with me, and he basically said, "Commissioner, whatever it takes, we'll get it done." He had my back, he had our backs, and he structured the legislation for our team all those years. Gene Stearns and Joe Sirota, two great attorneys you all must know. Hopefully you didn't go up against them. They committed, after the people said no, they committed to keeping the legal community informed and brought in their partners of persuasion, especially our great bar associations represented here today, organized efforts from legal groups, activists to come forward and meet our goal and objectives. The courthouse did take, and I thank both of those great men, the courthouse took a lot of money to build. It is a great building when you tour through it before you get to work in it. And Jennifer Moon, our finance director, and Pepe Diaz, former commission colleagues, took the lead on 3P. 3P was a concept and no one did it. Public-private partnership. Well, we took hold of it and decided the 11th Judicial Circuit will be the first in the state to have a courthouse built, and we did it. And it is because of them and everyone on the county team backing them. And one of my last and favorites of always available support was a very cautious new strong mayor, Carlos Jimenez, who became a court champion after a bunch of fights we had together. It was great, it was great. But especially the location, and I want to give a shout out, because the Downtown Development Authority with Alice, rest in peace, and Christine jumped in. History Miami, City of Miami, joined Bertie and Bailey and me, ganged up on Carlos, and especially on the site of where this building should be, not tucked away, but central to Miami-Dade County and downtown. We won, he agreed, we're here today, and thank you, allies. Let me tell you, patience is not there for me, but when it comes to inclusion, it is so important, it is worth the wait. There were so many meetings we had in government, judiciary, legislative, open communication every week. Through it, Bertie and Bailey and their dedicated and delegated associates here in the courthouses and others kept moving forward, moving the needle, increasing the judiciary presence and authority as engaged tenants of the future. At commission meetings, and some of you were my colleagues then, public meetings, people were reminded of the many people exposed to health and safety hazards at 73 West Flagler. And the message was working for a building of necessity. That's what this building is about. To further expedite the agendaed legislation, I have to thank the chairs I worked with over the years and increase the frequency of seeing Bertie and Bailey sitting in our commission audience, hanging out, probably doing nothing. I hosted sunshine tours, and I hated sunshine meetings. If you're an elected official out there, you know sunshine meetings. We did a tour, Chairman Bovo and I, in the basement of 73 West Flagler. Ladies and gentlemen, there is something about the experiencing the pungent smell of wet paper files, seeing and smelling mold, mildew, fixtures rusted in place, and exposed live wires, all the while standing and walking through standing water in that basement. That's what the men and women who toiled all these years over there with a compromised building endured, continuing to work to get us to here. And let me tell you, those tours were magic when it came to expediting things in 111 building. My favorite, ladies and gentlemen, was when I would come over to 73 West Flagler for the surprise of the day, to see if the paint done weeks before was still wet, the plaster from moist to dry to wet, leaning on the walls to see if they would indent, and ultimately the favorite, peeling a bit of paint and pieces off the wall, bringing it back to my office to remind me of my visit. Looking around today, and I see a lot of familiar faces here, the majority of you also own stories, and soon, proudly, they will be past recalled. To all who labor there through the bad and the ugly of the once magnificent 73 West Flagler, you can't be thanked enough, and you are so, so appreciated by all of us here in South Florida. And now, yeah, they did it. And now, for our great future administering justice. From across the street to the east, hopefully very soon, and a big hint here, and thank you for the lovely remarks, Mayor, and to our chairman and colleagues and new colleagues on the commission, our National Historic Registered 73 West Flagler will be brought back to a new majestic state. A plea to you all for the auction to cut the bureaucracy, get things done, knowing that the sale money from that building brought into the future is going to be conveyed to this building for the Soto Courthouse debt per existing legislation. And to my colleagues from the commission, some of them are here from the old times, and staff, some of them are here. We toiled through a lot of years and many challenges as a governing body across the street. Thank you for making things happen. 11 plus years, the left side of my desk was stacked with updated courthouse paperwork, pending legislation, delays to deal with, issues to fight for, and of course, a small little pile of pieces of paint and plaster. To all who were engaged, it was your support, it was your wisdom, and it was your passion passing all legislation, and all but one unanimously across the street for this courthouse. And as they say in law school, truly it was a meeting of the minds. You all who champion this with us, judges and legislators, are to be thanked today. You brought us here today. To the new court administration, Chief Judge, and the current BCC, to the left and some right, maintain the collaboration and the partnership for our county and our 11th Judicial Circuit. Be reminded every day, any day, you pass two great examples in brick and mortar of the benefit of working together. 3rd Street Juvenile Justice Center, and Soto Courthouse. It is here, it is real, and it came from a partnership. So get ready to roll up your sleeves, pull up your pants legs, whatever the hell it takes, and get the mental health building open and start saving lives and saving money for people with mental health issues that are coming into the criminal justice system. Our Gersten building, we all know the status of the Gersten building. You don't need to be reminded other than to roll up your sleeves, your pants legs, or whatever else, and get a move on. And lastly, move ahead on CGIS and bring the court documentation so necessary for our operations into the 20th century and the 21st century. Lastly, I guess I figured I'd seize the opportunity, as I has been, to champion some issues I long believed in. We have so many opportunities to do great things. For everyone I know in this room, you've been a part of what is great about our communities and moving the needle forward to make it better. I am so blessed and grateful to be part of the We Can Make It Happen masterpiece. Bertie, Bailey, exceptional teams on every side and out in the community. Our success is the Osvaldo and Soto Miami-Dade Justice Center administrating justice. Thank you very much.
Please now welcome Jorge Luis Lopez.
Good afternoon. Challenging moment here behind Sally's remarks. Sally, we all took notes. We have lots of work to do, right, Mayor? But let me begin by saying Marile and our oldest son, Andres Raul, are very honored to be here joining this very, very important group of leaders in our community, our elected leaders, and the Florida attorneys that have made such a great impact in our community. For me, it's an honor to share very brief remarks on behalf of a very grateful community for where we stand here today. To us, this is more than a building dedication. It's a promise kept. Access to justice and dignity for every person. Nearly 11 years ago, I answered the call. Chief Judge Soto and Judge Bailey asked me to walk with them the Dade County Courthouse, and as Commissioner Sally Heyman has indicated, it was quite a sight to see. We saw the leaks, the flooded basement, the mold, the falling stained ceiling tiles, the strain of a 100-year-old courthouse never designed for today's caseload. We also saw the jurors, the witnesses, the attorneys, all the clerks, all the interpreters, even the IT staff, and all the many other individuals, including security, that had to work in a building that had literally, unintentionally said, the dignity that you deserve is being overlooked. Too often, access to justice had begun with a physical barrier. And if you all remember, the challenges were mounting, and the access to justice has been denied to many, and mostly delayed in many instances. That day made the charge unmistakable. The people deserve better, and our duty as officers of the court was to act, and act quickly. We understood that for justice to be truly present, it must be reachable, workable, and worthy of the people it serves. 11 years later, That promise bears a name, and it's Osvaldo Soto. An exile, yes, thank you. An exile, a Bay of Pigs veteran, a mentor to so many of us, a relentless advocate who helped overturn barriers so there would be never, never again a wall to justice in Miami-Dade County. Naming this center for Osvaldo Soto is a historic and an instructive moment. It shouts for all to hear that justice meets people where they are, with the respect and the dignity that they deserve. Commissioner Sally Heyman, thank you for your steadfast stewardship. Former Chief Judge Soto, your leadership brought us from aspiration to action. A special recognition to Commissioner Eileen Higgins, because without her trust and ultimately her sponsorship, none of this day would not be possible. And a special thanks to the Board of County Commissioners who are here today. They stood fast where challenges were presented to them. It was not an easy moment for some of these commissioners, but they stood firm and unanimously not only helped build this building, but name it for the legacy that we all now share. I have one special recognition, and that's Commissioner Rob Gonzalez, because at a very critical moment, his passion inspired movement in completing the task. And so thank you, sir. And finally, for the real reason I'm here today, and I thank the Chief Judge for the honor of allowing her humble servant for the court to speak, the unsung heroes of this journey. Those are the people who kept the cases moving, the individuals who kept the building together. Some of them are here. Danny's here. I know Kevin Montero may be here. Individuals like Alex Munoz, Lester Sola, Tara Smith, all folks in the other building, but their responsibility was to keep justice and the wheels of justice churning, and they did a phenomenal job under very, very challenging circumstances. To all those individuals, this is your victory. To the judges who held the line so that the administration of justice could be rendered, even when their home would not, this is your home. To my fellow advocates and partners, especially the Miami-Dade Bar and the Cuban-American Bar Association, who tirelessly organized, testified, advocated, all without compensation, and pushed so policy would align with principle. This is your promise made real. Marilei and I, today and will continue to pray to our Heavenly Father that this house of justice makes us worthy of the people we serve. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you. And finally, we want to welcome Juan Fernandez Barquin, the clerk of the court and comptroller for Miami-Dade County.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to take a moment to remember the brave men and women who are no longer with us and those that are currently serving in our military, protecting our country and our freedoms. It is an honor to welcome you all as we celebrate the opening of the Osvaldo N. Soto Miami-Dade Justice Center, a once-in-a-generation milestone for our community. As we close the final chapter at the historic Dade County Courthouse, where landmark cases were tried and decided, leaving a lasting mark on our nation's history, we are reminded of how far our justice system has come. This new Justice Center represents an opportunity to build upon that legacy. It stands as a symbol of progress, accessibility, and our continued commitment to serve all who seek justice in Miami-Dade County. The historic Dade County Courthouse, completed in 1928 as Florida's tallest building, was the stage for some of our most notable moments. On February 15th, 1933, President-elect Franklin D. Roosevelt narrowly escaped an assassination attempt at Miami's Bayfront Park. Giuseppe Zangara fired several shots, injuring 5 people, including Chicago Mayor Anton Cermak, who later died from his wounds. Zangara's trial, conducted at the courthouse, drew national attention and reflected the growing prominence of Miami's courts. Over the decades, the courthouse continued to host landmark proceedings, including Al Capone's perjury trial and the Mosley Powers murder of 1966. These cases remind us that justice is not only about the law, but also about the enduring responsibility of our courts to the community they serve. Today, as we enter the Osvaldo N. Soto Miami-Dade Justice Center, we honor that history while embracing the future. This facility is designed to serve the needs of our growing community, providing greater accessibility, efficiency, and a dignified space for all who come seeking justice. As we open the doors to this new Justice Center, we do more than move offices. We continue a legacy of justice that began nearly a century ago, a legacy that will shape our community for generations to come. Thank you, and welcome to the Osvaldo N. Soto Miami-Dade Justice Center.
Thank you. Once again, we want to recognize the Soto family. Please, let's give them a very loud and warm applause. And for the moment that we have all been waiting for, it is time to finally cut this ribbon. At this time, we want to invite the extended members. Oh, I'm sorry, the Soto family is already seated. Excuse me, I got ahead of myself there. We want to ask all of our invited speakers to please step up and grab your scissors. Our team will. That's what I've had. Oh, my apologies. Just going. Former journalist here following the script, so my apologies.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you to our clerk and comptroller. I was hoping he was going to say it, but this is the jury pool room. Look around this room, okay? So when your friends and relatives tell you, oh my God, I got summoned to jury duty, you can say, I've been there. It is an amazing courthouse, an amazing room. We got to put a plug because we get 30% return on 100 subpoenas that go out. So we need people to come back and participate in jury duty. So that's my plug. So as you all have heard repeatedly, this was not built by one person. There are many people in the shadows and many people who did a lot of work from knocking on doors, from going on Cuban radio, from trying to get the word out there, from going to see commissioners, from going to see people in Tallahassee. We were desperate to get everything done. So with that, I want to call up our former Chief Judge, Nushin Saifi. She's going to come up and give a few remarks, and she's going to acknowledge some people who helped in the building and marking this monumentous moment here today. I just want to give her a shout out because Judge Soto had a lot of sleepless nights and, oh my God, are we ever going to get a new courthouse, okay? And Judge Saifi had many sleepless nights on, oh my God, there's this problem. As every floor that went up, there was a new problem to deal with. So kudos to her for being able to get this building built for us.
Good afternoon. So y'all remember when you're growing up and it was the night before your birthday, or it was Christmas Eve, or it was Hanukkah Eve, and you couldn't wait to wake up the next day? And that's how all of us feel right now. We're finally getting to wake up on that morning, and the day has finally come. We're so excited. Almost 6 years ago, February 3rd, 2020, we were on this spot, a few floors down, with shovels and hard hats, and Bertie's father was there. And we broke ground on the building that now carries not just his name, but his legacy. There is a long list of people who made this happen, too many to acknowledge, though in a minute we'll acknowledge some. But before we do that, I want to take a point of personal privilege and thank some people who were on the front lines with me during my 4 years as chief when getting this building to the finish line was #1 on the never-ending to-do list every single day. From the mayor's office, I want to say thank you to Chief Carla Denise Edwards, who took my calls all the time, and there were many. And from the county, Frank Suarez, who's here somewhere. Frank Suarez also took a lot of those really annoyed and sometimes super angry calls from me. His incredible team, Maria Coscaselli, Kevin Montero, who's now with the clerk of courts, but was, again, answered the phone always, even though they knew when I was calling there was nothing good coming on the other end. And former ISD director, Alex Munoz. I saw firsthand how hard these people worked for us. And I think as Jorge Luis Lopez said before, they're unsung heroes, and we really owe a tremendous debt of gratitude to all them. From the administrative office of the courts, there are many, many people to thank, but I am going to begin and end with our facilities director, Lourdes Gonzalez. Where is she? Is she here somewhere? Lourdes, come on up here, Lourdes. If I was to tell you all that she did and does to keep not just all of our 12 buildings now, 12 buildings. One of the things I love to say as chief, and you can all sit now because it's going to take a second, was just that the judges are the forward-facing public servants. But you'd be hard-pressed to find a public servant more dedicated to this community than Lourdes Gonzalez. On cruises, she's answering phones 24/7. When there is a leak, she's the person we call. If I got the call, she got the call. If Judge Fajardo Orshan gets the call, Lourdes is getting the call right away. So every one of us as judges who gets the honor of serving and the honor and privilege of serving the public in this building owes our gratitude to you. So thank you so much, Lourdes. Okay. And now, without further ado, the following organizations and individuals have gone above and beyond, whether it was fighting for us to get the Soto Justice Center built or whether it was assisting with the campaign to have it named for Osvaldo Soto. Your efforts are appreciated. But just to take a moment and talk about Bertie and her dad. It was so important I saw it from Bertie, I know it was important for Bertie and her father, that not only to have this new building, but to give the appropriate amount of respect, honor to our history. Every step of the way, Bertie wanted to make sure that we were giving, the old courthouse its due, and not just the history, but learn from our mistakes and learn from that history. And this building, which bears her father's name, quite literally reflects the old building. But honestly, it's hard. You'd be hard pressed to find, somebody who's got more blood, sweat, and tears in this building. And I've said it before, and I'll say it forever. One of the reasons I'm so happy this building is named for Osvaldo Soto is because it's also named for his daughter. So, Judge Soto. So as a token of our gratitude you can all sit, get comfortable, because there are a few of them. So if you can see the plaque, and hopefully later on you'll get a chance. First, I want to take a quick moment to give Bertie some more accolades. One of the most beautiful, this building is full of beautiful art. Thank you to Art in Public Places. But one of the visions in this building is on the 13th floor, the big mural. It's really a collage mural. Obviously, all credit goes to the artist, but the inspiration behind that collage slash mural, I get a little piece of it, but it was Bertie's idea to do something big that would be an homage to the old courthouse. And when you see it, you're going to be blown away. And that was Bertie's idea through and through. So she deserves all the accolades and more. But for everyone today who we're giving a shout out to is going to get this beautiful plaque, which literally has a piece of the old building on it and a portrait of the new building with a beautiful inscription which says, "From the foundation of justice past to the future we build together." Please come up when I call your name. We're going to ask you to stay up here so that we can get a photo of everyone. And please come stand next to Soto. You're going to be our Vanna White for the day, Judge Soto. And the new chief has directed me to tell you to hold your applause. So hold your applause. I know you're not going to hold your applause, but try and hold your applause. Yeah. Yeah, there's 32 names, so buckle in, folks. First, retired judge, former administrative judge of the Circuit Civil Division, Jennifer Bailey. I'm gonna keep going, so I'm gonna try to talk loud to hear it. Former commissioner and champion of the courthouse, Sally Heyman. Jorge Luis Lopez, champion of so many things. Come on up. Judge Betty Butchko Sanchez. Our state attorney, Kathy Fernandez Rundle. Our public defender, Carlos Martinez, who I don't believe is here because he hurt his knee. He's here? Where is he? Carlos, come on up.
He's in crutches.
It's okay. George. She had that one locked and loaded, didn't she? George Piedra. Gene Stearns. Where's Mr. Stearns? Eugene Stearns. Is he here? Okay, Joe Sirota. H.T. Smith. Herman Rusimano. Retired Judge Mary Barzi Flores. Vivian de las Cuevas Diaz. Aliette Del Pozo Rods. Roberto Bobby Martinez. Pablo Acosta. Julie Brayman Kane. Ricardo Martinez Cid. Judge Gina Benavides. Dax Bayo. Maria Garcia. Miriam Ramos. Javi Le Soto. Giselle Gutierrez. Wearing two hats, one individually and one as president of CABA, Amanda Fernandez. And head of the Miami-Dade League of Cities, Richard Cooper. Representing the American Board of Trial Advocates, Miami Chapter, Dan Dolan, President. Representing the Miami-Dade Bar Association, immediate past President, Sharice Morgan. Representing the Haitian Lawyers Association, Geralda David. Representing the Hispanic National Bar Association, Francis de la Guardia. Representing the Miami-Dade Trial Lawyers Association, Bobby Nunez. And representing the Wilkie D. Ferguson Jr. Bar Association, Mike Davis, President Mike Davis, and immediate past President Dwayne Robinson.
All right, if we can just squeeze in so we can get a picture.
A lot of squeezing. Okay, a lot of squeezing. Okay, come on, Sally, slide. Slide.
We all like to turn a little bit sideways.
Okay, turning sideways, yes. This is appropriate.
There we go.
I don't know.
Stand,
This
my
way.
wife's not here.
Who's taking it?
Look at your wife. She'll get
Yes.
We're getting there, I promise.
Sorry. All right. Sorry, I'm still waiting.
Oh, Gina.
Gina, bounce across the podium.
Okay.
Good. Oh, looking away. Okay.
Yes?
Including
All right.
rappers and
Done?
music. All right, well done. Well done. Now we're talking.
All right, and now for further acknowledgments, it's my honor to invite back up here Mayor Daniela Levine Cava for more acknowledgments. Ariana?
Yes. Okay, no problem. We will improvise. All right, let's keep moving along. So now, I have the pleasure to introduce somebody who really championed this courthouse. She went to Bertie as chief judge and said, we got to do something. The lawyers need a place to practice. We're doing trials with pillars in the middle of our courthouse. The most state-of-the-art technology that we have at DCC is the old X-ray machine, where they would pull the screens and they would put it up on the thing and light behind it. I mean, that was the technology that we have. And she worked in that courthouse, and she led the civil division for many, many years. And she really pushed behind the scenes. So without further ado, let me introduce you to retired Judge Jennifer Bailey to give some remarks.
Okay, thanks, guys. I know it's 3:45, but please, 13 years, you got to give me a minute. I am so honored with my chosen role today, which is to introduce Chief Judge Emeritus Bertila Soto. Bertie, as we all know here, is the sister I did not know I had until we decided to build a courthouse together. After many years as a community leader and chief, I don't think there's anyone here who is unfamiliar with Bertie's background. An accomplished litigator, an exceptional judge, a terrific mother and wife to Bertie and Gabe, a devoted daughter and sister, and as a proud law graduate, a football fan at the level of borderline insanity. I'm told that's how it goes. She also possesses a moral compass that always points to what's right, and that's what got us here today. Let me pause and explain what that means. If this woman called me in the middle of the night and said, Bailey, I need you to come over here. I need you to bring garbage bags and a shovel and bleach. I would be in my car before she got the word bleach out, because I would know, with her unerring sense of what's right, that we would be hurtling towards the courthouse to pick up dead chickens before the jurors got there in the morning. Because she would never ask you to do anything wrong. So today, I'm going to start with a quote that, I don't know who said it, because, Instagram. But the quote is, continued progress in the world is dependent on short memories regarding the work, the cost, the effort, and the sacrifice that getting there required. I don't want anybody to look at this building and say, oh, look at the fancy new building that the lawyers and the judges built for themselves, when times are as tough as they are out there. I want people to remember why we're here. So indulge me for a moment. I will share what you might not know or remember and what happened to get us here thanks to Bertie. There are 4 short verses in this epic saga: impossibility, necessity, probability, and reality. Let's begin with impossibility. In 2009, Bertie was already displaying her fabulous management skills as the administrative judge of the criminal division. I did not know her well. We were colleagues. I was in civil, she was in criminal. I noticed at meetings, though, our eyes rolled at the same time. She was in her world, I was in mine, and I was distracted by the need to figure out how to deal with an exploding foreclosure caseload that went to 90,000 cases in a single year in a nearly 100-year-old building that was crumbling under our daily use. And I literally mean crumbling. Does anybody remember the chain link fence that was around the entire courthouse for nearly a decade? That was because pieces were falling off. These pieces that they put on the plaque, low-hanging fruit. Judges were fighting over shared courtroom space because there were 41 judges and only 23 courtrooms. The building basement, where we stored the lovely paper files you all may remember, flooded, seriously flooded, like feet flooded in any rainstorm. And the clerks that worked down there had to wear rain boots to work every day. There were constant issues, as everybody knows, with mold and termites. But here's the thing. It never occurred to me, to my shame, that anything could be done about it. I lacked the ability to do anything other than to solve the crisis before me of the day and move to the next crisis. I lacked the ability to even imagine that there was a possible solution other than to keep trudging ahead in a building clearly insufficient to meet the needs of 21st century justice. It was just the way it was. That all changed when Bertula Soto became Chief Judge in 2013 because she saw necessity. Verse 2. She had the imagination and determination that the rest of us just lacked. In fall of 2013, when she became chief, she hadn't spent much time in the building. She came over there, and she was appalled. She saw what the rest of us had become blind to. And here's the thing. She decided, and I mean decided like then and there, to do something about it. And I was supposed to help her. By January, she became chief early that fall. We got the report. The constant downstairs flooding had compromised 132 of 144 support columns holding the building up. Once we were advised that the building was still safe to operate in, Bertie and I went downstairs. Now, if you've been in that building, like nobody goes downstairs, unless you were on one of the tours. Like, it's just there. It just works. I mean, most days the elevators work, but it's just there and it works. We went down to the basement. This is the first time I'd been down in the basement. We could pick the structural steel out of the columns with our fingernails without messing up our manicures. That's how fallen apart it was. With commission approval and with the support of the bar, for which we will be always so grateful, we went out to convince voters on short notice to pay for a new courthouse with a bond issue. Bertie was on endless media interviews. We did endless tours of the building itself so that everyone could see the deteriorated conditions. And despite campaigning furiously, it did not pass. People wanted more proof of the necessity. So while the problems accumulated, we set it out getting the proof of what we were experiencing every day. Honestly, I would have given up. Not Bertie. We stepped back, we regrouped to gather more proof. Outside experts were hired to update the court's master plan, which is a long-term statistical analysis of anticipated future needs. They came up with an 800 beautifully bound page report that said, you need a new courthouse. Led by Sally Heyman, the county commission established an independent task force of experts from all fields to examine the conditions in the building and the options for how to proceed to the future. That task force, after multiple tours, study, and meetings, and remember, Bertie and I are at all these meetings, said, you need a new courthouse. The commission appointed a second independent task force because they wanted to be really sure nothing was overlooked. They asked them to explore specific options of multi-site operations, current building repurposing, current conditions at 73, and financing options, which they did. And these people were all volunteers. And the second task force said, you need a new courthouse. All these efforts required hours of data gathering and meeting attendance. Further investigation revealed, lo and behold, the building hadn't had a certificate of occupancy since 1976 because what everybody in this county and all over the world now knows about Miami-Dade County is you have to have a 40-year inspection, and that courthouse never had a 40-year inspection. It was at over 80 years at that point, and it had never been inspected. Yeah, more meetings. Bertie was determined. As beautiful as 73 West Flagler is, we were breaking it. All this work, ultimately led by Judge Soto, convinced the commission of the necessity to do something. And that's where we get to probability. The commission passed a public-private partnership ordinance, which created a new means to finance and build public infrastructure, including social infrastructure like a courthouse. It sounds simple enough when you go, okay, a public-private partnership, yay. To have a successful P3, you have to draft a request for proposals that is so detailed so that every single thing, down to doorknobs, entry points, gates, security, these things, those things, this thing, it all has to be priced in there. You have to think about everything. So hours and hours went into creating, with the work of county staff, with the work of the multiple developers who are interested, a very well-defined P3. We hope we didn't leave anything out. I'm sure we did. I'm sure somebody will tell us. Bertie's unerring legal and moral compass kept us also out of legal and ethical quagmires, because everybody wanted to talk to us, because they thought we were calling the shots. It was the commission, but they thought we were calling the shots. And so thanks also to George Lopez and his team of governmental affairs experts, they kept us out of trouble. Ultimately, after hundreds more meetings and data sessions, the county determined that the P3 financing option made sense, could work with a budget, and selected a proposer. Through all of this, Chief Judge Soto was there with a smile on her face and a welcome for everyone. Which brings us to reality. The developer and the county negotiated a contract. After 53 trips to the county commission, we celebrated the day the county commission approved the contract. The building process commenced. There were more meetings about technology and art in public places. It's a point of personal privilege. Now, I'd like to call out the beautiful Everglades art that you see around this room, this jury pool. It was kind of rescued. That art was formerly located at the Royal Palm Visitor Center of the National Park out at the Everglades. It was deaccessioned at some point and donated to Homestead. And it was in pretty rough shape when Homestead got it. It wasn't Homestead's fault. And so I had grown up with this artist, Charlie Harper, who's a very famous mid-century artist. And my daughter kept asking me, where's the Charlie Harper stuff? Where's the Charlie Harper stuff? And so I engaged on a 5-year detective process. It was like Clue, to figure out where these things were. And in 2016, I was running for re-election. I happened to be in Joe Sirota's office. And I had finally tracked him down. I knew there was something to do with Homestead. And I said to Joe, because there are all these pictures of Homestead, I go, do you have anything to do with Homestead? He goes, yeah, we represent Homestead. So I told Joe this saga about these missing pieces of artwork. And Joe said, well, let me call somebody. And by Monday, that was Thursday. By Monday, he knew where they were. We went down and looked at them. And Joe undertook to convince Homestead to donate them to the county so they could be restored as part of the art for the new courthouse. And you see them before you today. There's a person here with the National Park Service. He's not really here because the federal government is closed and he can't go to work. So he's not really here except in a private capacity, and I don't know if he's still in this room. But if Jim Williams is here, please stand up, because he was the South Florida curator for the Everglades National Park. Thank you, Jim. And he was instrumental in helping us because, it's the county. There's lots of rules. We had to make sure that the National Park Service didn't have a claim on him anymore because they gave him to Homestead, and then Homestead did the paperwork. Thank you, Candace Balmori, for help with that. And they were restored, thank you, with Art in Public Places funds, and are here before you today to remind everyone of the absolute miracle that is 30 minutes from here in the Everglades. I'd like to take two more moments. I'd like to acknowledge my husband, Mark Bailey, who is a prince among men and who has been a saint through all of this, and without whose support and sense of humor, he kept me together through all of this. But none of this would have happened without Bertila Soto. She would not give up. She would not give in. She would not let go. I mean, just imagine, I'm in a room with Bertie Soto and Sally Heyman all the time. They would call me night and day with questions like, okay, what's this? What's that? So they knew, she knew that this was necessary and right. And she drove this process to the conclusion we are here to celebrate today. She will be the first to tell you she did not do it alone, and she is right. Our court family, Sandy Lonergan, our court administrator, who was at many of these meetings as well, Robert Adelarde, and the technology team that helped us spec the tech for the building, Maria Harris, who was the division director for civil, Lisette Sanabria, who was her assistant. If you got a hearing during the foreclosure crisis, if you saw the light of day when all that was going on, if you had to find a judge because they were moved from their courtroom because of remediation, that was all because Maria Harris and Lisette Sanabria kept the doors open and the place running for 10 years. So I am very grateful to them. It's a good thing Bertie Soto has a lot of friends, which everybody knows that's seen her Facebook page, because she drafted all of them to help. George Lopez, Pablo Acosta, Lynn Kafka, who is her friend, Carl Kafka, among others. We also needed and got help from hundreds of lawyers. And we didn't always know we were going to be on the county commission agenda till very short, George is up here laughing, till very short notice. And George would call me and say, get the lawyers. And we would have to scramble people. Herman Russomano came to the county commission chambers from the hospital one time. Hundreds of lawyers that would show up at meeting after meeting, which was typically with profound love for my commissioners, hurry up and wait, and time after time, particularly the lawyers that answered my call were the lawyers from the American Board of Trial Advocacy, the lawyers that are dedicated to trying cases in that courtroom, now without columns. So Bertie Soto did all of this while running what is the fourth largest court system in the nation. The end result is before you. There's a part of me that really, I just don't even believe we're here, but I'm going to take it. I'm so grateful for this courthouse. I'm even more grateful for the colleagues that I worked with in the civil division as administrative judge for the better part of, 15, 17 years, who kept going to work every day and delivering justice in the most difficult and challenging of conditions. The civil division, both in county and circuit, deserves your thanks the day you walk into this building. And I'm even more grateful for having had the opportunity to work with Bertila Soto for more than a decade to make it a reality. This would not have happened but for the right person in the right place at the right time. She took the impossible, she made it necessary, probable, and today a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Judge Emeritus Bertie Soto.
Wow, everybody took my thunder. I don't know how this works. There we go. I can't believe that we're here. As you can tell from Judge Bailey, this has been a saga, a long time coming. And of course, it happened because of so many great people that are here with us today. Today fills my heart and the heart of my entire family, because this is not just the opening of a building. It's the moment when my father's name, my hero, and I know so many of yours hero, becomes a permanent part of the justice system. He cherished, defended, and helped
shape. And you've already heard how we got here. I was going to tell you, it had termites, it had asbestos, it had this. But let me just give you a picture. So I walked into, may he rest in peace, Harvey Reuven's office, like in my second day as the chief judge. And we go in a meeting, and I'm like, God, it smells in here. And everybody's like, what are you talking about? I go, it smells. It's mold. And they're like, oh, well, yeah, you know, it's okay. We take Benadryl, Claritin. And, you know, if you work in this building, you just get used to it. And I go, this is bad. So then I mentioned that at a meeting, and everybody started sending me videos. And there was a video of literally garbage tanks of water that they fondly called their koi ponds of crap that they threw in there just as a joke. And it was also raining in some of the videos where their actual general counsel with rain in their offices getting wet. So I decided I'll go up. And what Sally said is true. I could peel the paint. I could put my finger through the wall. I could see plants growing out of the asbestos on the 24th floor. It reeked, it smelled, and it was sick. And we've had people working in that building way too long. So as Judge Bailey said, we went downstairs and we saw exposed wire. People with boots were working, and it was okay. It was not a big deal. There were fans with your original documents, lawyers, wet, soaked, with huge commercial fans drying files downstairs. I'm like, we're in Miami. How could we live in a building like this? There is no way that it's acceptable. Well, so I decided to call, before Sally and I became a team, Xavier Suarez, who was on the commission. I said, you know, Xavier, we need some legislation. We need to get a building. Please help us. He says, well, let me pray on it in the typical Xavier way. We took a break. Judge Bailey and I were in the car driving to some conference, and he calls back and he goes, you know, I've prayed about it, and I agree, but let me tell you, Bertie, you are naively courageous. And I was like, what? That's insulting. How can you say I'm naively courageous? I mean, everybody knows, everyone's going to hear this and say, we need a new building. I mean, you know, an idiot would know that. He's like, okay, you'll see what you're asking for. I wish you luck. I will do the legislation. And boy, was he right. I was so naive. I got pushback. Well, why do you need it? Have you had a plan? Have you decided? It became a political issue. You know, I don't know. It was kind of crazy. So I decided that I would call my very good friend that I met in law school, George Lopez, because George is usually my, you know, go-to guy when it comes to what the heck are you doing, Bertie Soto? And George started to navigate me through the building. So we came here precisely because of the challenges that were in the building, a building that could no longer meet the needs of our citizens or courts. That's why we're here today, standing in this new courthouse, which fulfills the promises of safety and access to justice for all. This reality became true because our clerks, our courts, our public, our jurors, the 1 million people that visit this building a year at least deserve to be able to walk in without going on Benadryl full speed. So many of you here, friends, colleagues, and public servants, you have walked along our side for 11 years. I mean, I would just pick up the phone and start talking to the lawyers, and immediately everybody would show up. It was incredible. And if I named all of you, we would be here another 11 years. So I'm not going to do that. But of course, there are some people that I have to call out that were on the team that did talk to each other at 1 o'clock in the morning and all day long and at all those meetings. And I'm going to miss someone. And if I do, you know I love you. Don't be sad. So first of all, Bailey, you're my Jiminy Cricket. You're my voice of reason, my anchor, and my partner through it all. From endless meetings to design sessions, which she's really good at and I'm not, and everything in between. I'm never going to forget the laughter and the tears. I could never have done this without you. So this isn't about Bertie Soto. This is about you too. And yes, you can. Commissioner Sally Hayman. As you can tell, nothing is ever boring with Commissioner Sally Hayman. I have never been screamed at, not even by my parents, as much as I've been screamed at by Sally Hayman. You have been a tireless champion for this cause, and that's why our new ceremonial courtroom on the 13th floor, if you get a chance, will be named after Sally for her incredible work on this courthouse. And today is her birthday, and so I brought her a little cake, and we have to sing a happy birthday to her. Okay, so let's start because we're in a hurry. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sally. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you for celebrating with me.
I didn't have a candle because I didn't want the fire alarm to go off, but it already did, so you never know. To Mayors Jimenez and Levine Cava, and to all of the commissioners who are here who helped me make this dream a reality. It wasn't always pretty, and it certainly wasn't easy, but we are grateful that you listened and stayed engaged, and we are standing here together, and you finally got it right. Thank you so much. To the voluntary bar associations and community groups, thank you for standing by us every day. You participated in the bond issues, the meetings, the raising money for the bond issues. You brought an onslaught of support. You made us heard. Your passion and professionalism carried the vision forward. Miami-Dade, I believe, has the best bar in the nation. Thank you so much. To the Cuban American Bar Association, Amanda, and the past presidents, board members, and dear friends, your support touches our family deeply. My father loved this organization. I loved this organization. It's our professional home. The beautiful oleo painting, which I have not seen, but I know is here, and you have it, we're going to see it, will forever honor my father for the values he stood for, justice, service, and belonging. To Jorge Luis Lopez. I met him, like I said, on my first day of law school. He walked up with Bertie Jordan, you know, the Judge Jordan, and he's like, oh, you know, we got some outlines, you need some help. I'm like, who is this guy, and how nice is he? And you know what? That has been the lesson of my life ever since. No matter what, when I call George, he is there for me and my family. George, I can never, ever thank you enough. He did it for free, 11 years, a lawyer who makes a lot of money. Guys, that's worth a clap. To Gene Stearns, whose vision helped shape not just this courthouse, but the very spirit behind it. Thank you for your faith and friendship. I hope you see your suggestions and insight reflected throughout this building, in the design, its purpose, and the justice it represents. You meant a lot to what we did. Thank you, Gene. To my judicial colleagues and staff, including former Chief Judge Nushin Saifi and our new Chief, Ariana Fajardo. They kept the dream alive. I was so worried. And you know what? They could have been in charge and it would have been fine, and they were. So thank you guys so much. For our incredible team, Sandy and Lourdes and Lisette and Lynn and Eunice, Deputy Chief Beovides, and from Frank Suarez from the county, and George Perez, our architect. I know George is here somewhere. Their dedication is unmatched, and this would never have happened without our staff. I want to thank them too. And Sonia, Sandy was your sister, but I forgot you, Sonia. Thank God I saw you there. You're here somewhere. I also want to thank some very good friends of my parents, David Lawrence was here, but he left. Carlos Martinez, Kathy Fernandez Rundle, Dr. Eduardo Padron, Victor Diaz, and David Lawrence, all remarkable leaders who stood by my father in his efforts and who still stand by him today, even though he's in heaven, and also stands by our family always. Your friendship and unwavering support mean more than words can say. As has already been said, this new building stands as a promise that justice will always have a home in Miami-Dade County. And now I'm going to talk about Papi and of course about Mommy, who stood next to Bobby the whole time. And most of you knew that. She was the one that would be so nervous when he was talking and so excited when he was fighting the fight. And she actually, everyone thought she was really quiet and demure. Not so. You should have heard the fights in the house. For the Soto family, this day's more than an honor. It's the celebration of a life we knew well that was devoted to justice and to service. I want to recognize my family. They've been talking about them, but my brother Osvaldo N. Soto Jr. is here. Ozzy, stand. Eduardo Soto and Rigoberto Soto. The grandson Andy, and the wives Gloria, Claudia, and Patty. Please stand. And I'm not going to forget this time because I did forget in front of the commission the last time. My wonderful husband, Gabriel Rodriguez. And our beautiful daughter, Billy Fernandez. Thank you so much for standing beside me, even in all the craziness. So, our father was a lawyer, a patriot, and a civil rights leader. But most of all, he was a man of quiet strength and deep conviction. When we were growing up, he always told us that if we wanted something, we had to pay the price. Never give up, strive towards your goal, and you will get it. It is precisely that lesson that motivated me to fight for this building. He came to this country in 1960 with my mother and my 3 brothers and his sister, leaving behind everything he had but his faith in freedom. He had been a lawyer in Cuba when he arrived in the United States, and he dedicated his efforts to the cause of a free Cuba. In April of 1961, he joined the Bay of Pigs invasion in the hope of restoring democracy to his homeland. When that effort ended, he moved and became a professor at Iowa State University for 10 years. He wasn't going to be bored, so he wrote 5 books on Spanish grammar and Latin American literature because he was kind of a Renaissance man. But when the opportunity arose to return to his chosen profession, the law, he returned to Miami and passed the bar in 1976. From that moment on, he dedicated himself to ensuring that others, especially those who were marginalized, would have access to justice that he so deeply believed in. He served as a founding member of the Cuban American Bar Association, its 3rd president, and a board member for 27 years. Also while leading SALAD, the Spanish American League Against Discrimination, as its president, and fighting for equal justice and access and representation for all communities. He championed minority hiring in law enforcement. He led El Votatón, voting para que te respeten, vote so you can be respected. In a single day, hundreds and hundreds of people were registered to vote in Miami-Dade County. He also helped end the anti-bilingual ordinance that once divided this county, ensuring that language would no longer be used to divide or exclude. He believed that government must reflect and understand the people it serves, in voice, in culture, and in representation. He led the push to increase minority hiring in the City of Miami Police Department, in the Miami-Dade Police Department, and the City of Miami Beach. But his advocacy didn't stop at employment. He demanded equal access for Hispanics and minorities to government and public services in the City of Miami Beach, a place where opportunity had become an issue for many. To him, it was not about jobs. It was about involvement, about being heard, about being treated with dignity in every interaction with government, from the city hall to the courtroom, from hiring to housing, from law enforcement to leadership. He never sought credit. He never sought recognition. He just worked day after day and year after year to make this community fairer, more inclusive, and more just. His dream was simple but profound, that no one in Miami should ever feel invisible. Having lived under a system that silenced dissent, he never wanted to be stifled again. He understood how fragile freedom can be, how sacred democracy truly is. The belief drove him to fight for equality, for belonging, and a voice for all of you. The naming of a building is more than a tribute to one man. It is a statement about what is right in this country, a nod to the beauty of hope, the strength of belonging, and the enduring power of the rule of law. It honors not only Osvaldo Soto, but the legal profession and Miami-Dade County itself, a community that has opened its doors to people from all over the world. My father's last appearance speaking on a public issue was to support the fight for this courthouse. His last public act was attending its groundbreaking. I know he never imagined his name would one day grace its facade. He would be humbled beyond measure. My father may never have returned to a free Cuba, but he helped build a freer, fairer Miami. He gave voice to the voiceless. He opened doors others had closed. And he never stopped believing that the law, when guided by courage and conscience, could be a force for good. Today, his name stands on this courthouse, but his legacy lives in all of you, in the justice he pursued, the people he empowered, and the community he helped transform. On behalf of my family, thank you for honoring him and for reminding us all that justice is a legacy worth building together. Thank you very much.
We are so close to the ribbon cutting, but before we do that, I'm going to call up the president of the Cuban Bar Association. Everybody can have a seat. Amanda Fernandez, to talk about the beautiful portrait that's covered over here. Amanda.
Thank you, Chief Judge Fajardo Orshan. As the Chief Judge said, my name is Amanda Fernandez, and I have the great honor of serving as the president of the Cuban American Bar Association. Yeah. On behalf of CABA, it is a profound privilege to join you for this historic occasion, the dedication and opening of the Osvaldo N. Soto Miami-Dade Justice Center. Today marks a milestone for our community, not just the opening of a beautiful new courthouse, but the celebration of a man whose life's work helped shape the Miami we know today. And it is especially meaningful because this is the first courthouse in the state of Florida to be named after a Hispanic individual. A powerful acknowledgement of the generations of Cuban Americans and other Hispanics who have contributed to the progress of this state and to the cause of justice itself. As the mayor stated, Osvaldo N. Soto was a trailblazer, a visionary civil rights advocate, community leader, and proud past president of the Cuban American Bar Association. At a time when our community was divided, Osvaldo stood up and spoke out. He fought to end Miami-Dade's English-only ordinance, championed greater representation of minorities within our police departments, and worked tirelessly to ensure that our judiciary reflected the people it serves, reminding us that diversity is not our weakness, but our strength. Osvaldo's advocacy transformed our county. His leadership broke down barriers and opened doors for future generations of lawyers, judges, and public servants. His courage helped ensure that the promise of justice in Miami-Dade truly belongs to everyone, no matter who they are or where they come from. To have this Justice Center bear his name is both fitting and deeply meaningful. It stands as a daily reminder that justice is not built by buildings, but by people, by those who believe in fairness and fight for equality. This moment not only honors Osvaldo's legacy, but it also honors the countless individuals who carried his vision forward. And it could not have happened without the collaboration and dedication of so many, including our judges, county commissioners, and community leaders who believed in this project from the very beginning. On behalf of CABA, I want to express our heartfelt gratitude to each of you. I want to especially thank former Chief Judge Bertila Soto, Osvaldo's daughter, whose leadership and perseverance were instrumental in bringing this courthouse to life. I also want to recognize my fellow CABA members and past presidents, who for years have advocated not only for this new courthouse, but for Osvaldo Soto's legacy to be honored in this way. This moment is the result of your dedication, vision, and belief that our community deserves to be reflected in the very institutions that serve it. As part of today's celebration, CABA is proud to present a portrait of Osvaldo N. Soto, a gift from our organization to the people of Miami-Dade County. It will hang here as a lasting reminder of his courage, leadership, and unwavering belief in justice and equality. As we admire his portrait and the courthouse that now bears his name, let us also remember what Osvaldo stood for, that fairness, inclusion, and opportunity are the foundations of true justice, and that it is up to each of us to carry that legacy forward. Now, it is my great honor to invite Judge Bertila Soto and the artist George Navarro to join me as we unveil the portrait of Osvaldo N. Soto. Oh, George Verona, sorry. Yes, a man whose legacy continues to inspire and guide us all.
Brothers, come on, brothers. One more. That's a great portrait.
Down here?
Right? It's beautiful.
We have the mayor and the clerk up.
Okay. Looking over here.
Get this ribbon cutting going.
All right, ribbon cutting.
Okay, so at this time, we want to invite the extended members of the Soto family to please take their seats. And we want to ask that all of our speakers please step up and grab your scissors. Our team is here to guide you for the ribbon cutting ceremony.
Where's the ribbon?
We all named it. Let's go.
All the commissioners, here we go.
Right here, right here, right here.
Okay.
It's right here.
Can we move this?
I don't think so. No, I think it's there.
Get in here, Mickey.
The BCC team. The BCC team.
Well, is there a right or wrong? I don't think so. Maybe. Oh, yeah. It's I was with Sally. We have a whole roll.
Okay, come
go.
closer. Yeah. Are we good? Okay. All right.
Screw up the ribbon?
And we have one more.
You don't trust me?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Usually I'm the one that can't run with scissors.
Yeah.
You didn't have one, or I would have made that comment about you.
What it would be, so you can be.
Want me to? Is everyone ready? Okay.
Stay cut, and then they won't tell you.
2, 1, cut.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We're doing a photo downstairs with all the elected officials. If you guys want to go, of course, we would have permission there. Yes.
Thank you all for. Yeah. Can you even hear me? Can you try to wrap this?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, at this point, you can. Yeah. I think we're wrapped.
Reception on the 30th floor.
Yeah. Thank you all for being a part of this very special day. I'm going to invite our speakers and ribbon participants to go downstairs for another ribbon cutting. Meanwhile, we welcome all guests to join us for a reception on the 12th floor, and for those that would like to take part in a tour of the Special Proceedings Courtroom, that viewing is on the 13th floor.
12 and 13.
Let's see if we can get her here, and then, mira, you see where Peony is? Yeah. Mira, go ahead. Take this one. Should I join this?
Come on.